Hi everyone, this is Howlak again and welcome to another Java tutorial session. In my last tutorial, I discussed about compile time versus runtime. Okay, so when you invoke a static method with an actual object, okay, so the JIT compiler again will see only the type. Alright, so this is very much like C, the way C works. All the types are known ahead of time, and then when it executes based on the type that it compiled to, down to. Okay, in Java, it'll be bytecode. Okay, and this is something we don't want. Now I'm going to show you something else, and this relates to the keyword this. Okay, and you'll see the reason why, even though we can invoke a static method using an object, right, invoking it. Now if we actually do this, all right, so this, all right, so you notice that the instance method, this is allowed. Okay, and even then you can't reference it in a static context. Okay, even though we try. I mean, conceptually you can try to do this, but you can't because we're in a static context. Why is this the case? Because remember, the reason why we have main and it's static is that when we start off the program, we didn't create any object, so we can't. There's no object to invoke main. Okay, so the only way to for main to run is actually by calling it, right, without any object. It's not invoked on any object. Okay, and so in here, when we try to use the keyword this, we're saying that, well, whatever object invoked main, can we invoke the instance method of it? Well, we can't because there's no object. There's no object invoked on main, right? So this is an error. So, right, and even with instance method, it won't work. And if we try it with the static method, okay, right, again, it won't work. Cannot be referenced from a static context. And the reason is that the keyword this really does depend on the dynamic runtime. Okay, what object was invoked? What is the object that invoked that specific method during runtime? And then the execution will actually occur. Okay, but before that, we don't know what this is, right? Okay, we don't know what this is. Versus here, we actually have an explicit object that we created, right? And we invoked. Even though it's a bad idea to invoke a static method, we could do it. Okay. However, the keyword this, okay, really does depend on during runtime what object invoked this particular method. Okay, and because it's main, there's no object. Of course, we get an error here. Okay. However, for example, in instance method, right? Okay, so in instance method, we can do something like this. Okay, I mean, this is recursive now. Okay, so this is recursive now, right? Whatever object, so we're saying that we created a subclass, all right? And we're going to invoke this instance method, right? So that's what we did, all right? Now, in here, we're going to invoke the instance method using this the object that I invoked on, right? So again, this is recursive. We can also have another one, right? So let's just say, we have public void another instance method. Okay, so call the instance method 2. Okay, all right. It doesn't have to do anything, but we can call it. All right, so we can call it. We can do a printout. Right. This method 2. Right, so if I run it, all right. So if I run it, there it is, instance method 2. All right, so instance method right here. Okay, and when we invoke this, right, on instance method this, right, it actually subclassed the object here, right, referenced by this. Okay, so this is referencing subclass, the subclass object here, right? And it called instance method 2, which is what we have. All right. So this is very much a dynamic runtime. Okay, it's the keyword this. Okay, and that's the reason why in here, okay, you cannot do something like this, right, for instance method or a static method, because this is truly a dynamic runtime feature of Java. Although here we can invoke on a static method even though it's an object, okay, because we know there is such an object. Okay, so this has been a rather abstract tutorial, and I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you in another tutorial. Thanks for watching. Take care.